All right, so Jace came to me and he complained about a pinch on the front side of the hip. So I'm gonna run just a couple of tests to see if what I think is going on is actually going on, all right? So for the first one, what I did was I bent his knee right here, and then I went ahead and got him into deep hip flexion. Right about here is where the femur or the thigh bone is wanting to kick me out. So as it's kicking me out, he complained about a pinch right there, all right? So I went ahead and went a step further to see if it's happening during internal rotation as well. Sure enough, he was getting a pinch on the front side of that hip and it was causing some pain there. So what that's leading me to think is that this is FAI, or femoral acetabulum impingement. There's two main sources of FAI, which is either a cam or a pincer. And what those are just essentially, it's a bony overgrowth either on the head of the femur or on the acetabulum, which is a part of the thigh bone, or not the thigh bone, but the hips. All right, and so from here, essentially, pretty much all cases, it doesn't matter. All you gotta do is just create space on the front side of the hip so you're pulling the femur back into its socket. So what I did here was I went ahead and have him do a single leg glute bridge. We'll start off with a hold just like this, so go ahead and tuck your hips just a little bit more if you can. From here, you want to think about their foot staying firmly into the ground. Go ahead and pull back right here, just like that. That's going to help activate that glute and the hamstring, and it's going to pull the head of that femur back into the socket just a little bit more, creating space on the front side. Now from here, what you can also do is you can go ahead and make it to where he starts to do reps. You can make it to where he does double leg. You can also put a band around his knees. You can start to open up a lot of different things with that one. You can also do a hip thrust. Again, the main premise is just to take the head of that femur and pull it back into the socket. So another thing I also wanted to do was I went ahead and have him roll over onto his side. That way we can go ahead and get a little bit more of that internal rotation better. Go ahead and stick something in between the knees so that way they're more parallel to each other. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hand right here on his thigh bone, or not his thigh bone, his hip bone, so that way it doesn't move near as much. From here, I'm gonna have him take his thigh and go ahead and pull it back into the socket as much as possible, but without that hip bone moving back with it, all right? Then as he does that, go ahead and open up just a little bit. All right, so we actually just did this exercise and he complained about the glute med back here starting to cramp up, which is something that is a good indicator that he's starting to activate muscles in a way that's gonna be good for our pattern. Go ahead and pull back just a little bit more as you're doing it. Do you feel a pinch on the front side of the hip anymore? No? Okay, so that means that he's creating space and we're reprogramming while strengthening this exact motor program. Now, what we can also do is we can get him up against a wall to make it more of a closed chain situation. We can also add a band around his ankles. You can really get creative with some of these things. Once you understand the premise is just try to get the bony overgrowth away from the other bone, right? And get that femur to pull back into the hip. Thank you, Jace.